Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about the most frequently asked questions about NYU's accelerated nursing program. For those of you who don't know, this is my first sequence or first semester rather as an NYU accelerated nursing student, and I started this channel about 2 months ago about my journey, and I am so thankful because I've gotten so much love and support, and I've been getting asked so many questions. So I just took my finals about 4 days ago, and so I'm feeling great. I ended super well, and so I'm here to tell you guys all about it and answer as much as I can. And so if you're new to this channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button, okay? And let's get started. Okay, so let's get into it. So the very first question that I'm constantly getting asked is, when applying to NYU's program, what was my GPA? So for those of you who don't know, I originally was in a traditional nursing program back in 2013. I didn't do well, meaning that I didn't meet that school's passing requirements at the time, which was a C. So because of that, I got kicked out. That was back in like 2013. I ended up finishing college, trying my best to bring up my GPA and then applying to NYU's nursing program. So with that being said, overall I had a 3.2 GPA, and my prerequisite GPA was a 3.5. So what that means is that overall in all of my classes, that means even the random classes, yoga, art, whatever classes, overall I had got a 3.2. But for my prerequisite classes for NYU, that's your lifespan, your anatomy and physiology, your chemistry, your microbiome, in those classes I got a 3.5. So with that being said, you don't think you need a 4.0 to get into NYU, because that's just a lie, okay? They look at everything. They don't just look at your GPA, they look at your essay, they look at your history, your resume, what you've done, and all in all with your GPA, yes, but that's not everything. So for those of you who are wondering, you can still get into NYU with lower than a 3.2 GPA. Not 2.5 or anything, but if it's a 3.0 and up, or even a 2.9, and you explain your story, then everybody has a fair chance. Brings me into question number 2. So question number 2 was, did I speak about failing in my essay? So if you are applying to NYU's accelerated nursing program, please know that your essay is very important. Why? Because NYU is not just your school down the street. NYU is a school that everybody wants to get into, right? I mean, people from all over the world, people from all over the US. So why, just because you have a 4.0, what's the difference between you and somebody else that has a 4.0? To them, okay, everybody's smart, right? That's why you want to get into this school, right? But what does your essay say about you? So for me, I figured, hey, I got kicked out of my previous nursing program. I was just thinking, why would NYU even want me? I previously failed. Who's to say that they would even take me into consideration? So I figured, you know what, let me just be honest, let me just explain my situation, because during that time I just didn't understand that program. I felt like I was never a right fit for that program. I felt like it wasn't a good program altogether. So, I just poured my heart out into the essay. That essay is only 230 characters, so you really want to choose your words wisely. And I did mention, hey, this is who I was back then. This is why, the reasons why I feel like I failed and I didn't do as well. And this is why I feel like the person I am now will excel at, in NYU and will become a better nurse. So take that into consideration. Be honest, be raw, but make it short, sweet, and straight to the point. Feel free to email me any of your essays if you want me to read it. I love doing stuff like that. Or if you just want to run some ideas by me. But for me, I personally feel like NYU loves a true, real, raw story. They don't just want, cookie cutter, I'm smart and pick me. Like, they don't. That's just my perspective. The next question is, what is NYU's passing grade? So NYU's passing grade is a 73. So that is a C, flat out C, I believe, or a C minus, one of them. But The number grade is a 73. For me in my life, I don't want to be anywhere near a 73, so I shoot for A's and B's. So for most people think like, oh, 73, I can get that in my sleep. Be careful, because yes, the passing grade is a 73, but there are some classes where you only have a midterm and final. Now, if you fail that midterm and that final's worth 43%, you may be near that 73. So don't take it as like, oh my gosh, it's super low. But yeah, it's a 73. So my previous traditional program passing grade was an 80. I felt like that was a little tough to get. So 73 is a safe cushion. So question number 4, very commonly asked question as well, is money. Financial aid, loans, scholarships. I mean, trust me, I have been there trying to figure out how the hell am I going to pay for NYU's dramatic tuition. I mean, my goodness, NYU is so expensive. Very expensive. However, so just to answer the question as bluntly as possible, because I know for me, when I was looking on YouTube and I was looking for answers as far as like, yo, how much money is this school? And everybody's cutting a, beating corners. NYU is expensive. Okay? It's expensive. There's no way, there's no other way to put it. If you're not mentally preparing yourself to drop anywhere between $80,000 to 100K, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think I'm at 100K yet. The program's 15 months, but you are dropping a substantial amount of money, right? So financial aid. Does financial aid help you? It depends on where you're at, because if you are older than 23, you may qualify as a dependent. Then you have a larger, what is that, like a larger sum of money that they can offer you, compared to if you are dependent. They may not offer you as much, or if you've used a lot during your undergrad, you may not have as much to play with. Also keep in mind, this is a accelerated program. This would be a second degree. Then anywhere, it's not just NYU, they just don't offer you as much, because in their head they're like, look, you already went to college, you already got a degree, I need to save this money for people who are freshly starting out. For somebody like me, this is my second degree, I didn't have to go back to school, so they also don't have to offer you a lot of money. NYU does offer scholarships, but it's almost like, how you go to a store and they're like, oh my gosh, this is 50% off, right? And you're like, oh, 50% off, this is great. But it's like 50% off like $1,000. And you're just like, I mean, it's still $500 that I don't have. Something like that is how the scholarship works at NYU. It's like $3,000, $5,000. It may be a little bit more or less, but considering how much the tuition is, it helps. Trust me, it helps. But you still have to, close the gap somewhere. So the next topic that I get asked is loans. For me, if you're lucky enough to have people to help you out, that is great. But I did have to take out some loans. That is something that I have to pay back afterwards. You take it as a sense of like, hey, you know what? I'm taking this out now so that when I'm in my career, I'll be able to better be financially stable so that I can pay off these loans. It's a touchy subject. It's not fun for anyone. Nobody likes loans, but I personally can't lie and say that I haven't taken out a lot of loans. But that's just it is what it is. So the next question, actually that question leads into this question, which asks pretty much about how is the program? Do you like it? So with NYU being so expensive, I will say that it is definitely worth it. It's worth it. To some people, they may differ with their opinion. This is my personal opinion. I have also been in another nursing program. So with me spending this amount of money on NYU, it is just worth it. I can make another video into detail about how specifically it is, but you can tell the quality of just how much effort NYU puts into making sure that each nursing student knows exactly what they're talking about. So when they start to work, they're not, incompetent, and they're able to, regurgitate all this information. So personally, I just feel like it's worth it. Also, how many classes was I taking? So I just finished my semester. I was taking 4 classes. I was taking pathophysiology, adult and elder, health assessment, and professional nursing. both health assessment and adult and elder had labs, and adult and elder was where we were in clinicals and in the hospital. So all of that is on NYU.com, where you can look at the schedule and all the classes and stuff like that. As far as like my schedule goes, it really wasn't bad, but I can't say my schedule because it definitely won't be the same as yours. NYU changes every semester. It's random. They don't have any special people that they put certain places. It is completely random. So, it's not bad, it's not horrible, but me telling you my schedule won't really make any difference. And lastly, people were asking some questions about where I was placed for my clinical rotation this last semester. And I was at NYU Kimmel. I love that hospital. First of all, that hospital is like the Taj Mahal of hospitals. It is gorgeous. I was on the neuro floor, so that's a lot of stroke patients, just a lot of spinal surgeries, and I learned so much in my first semester. I loved my clinical instructor. All of them are great. Honestly, all of the professors are great because you can tell that they all want to be there and they want you to do well. And NYU doesn't play that. If you've ever felt like, oh my gosh, my instructor is not doing something a certain way or anything, and you tell, the director, the program, they don't play that. They will make sure that, oh, you're not learning. There's a problem. We will fix it. So yeah, I've never had an issue. I had the best first semester. Let me tell you, it was great. So yeah, so that was a common question. Also, what was another question? I've just been getting a lot of emails, DMs on Instagram, and I just love that people feel comfortable enough to come to me to answer these questions because I know I was that girl, like just looking for answers. So I hope that I'm that person for whoever's watching this. Always feel free to comment, always feel free to email, DM if you don't feel like commenting and you want to, message me personally. Feel free to do that. I love stuff like that. I always get back and make sure to email like thoroughly and do whatever I can. But yeah, like those were the most commonly asked questions. I did get asked a lot, but some of them were more personal. But I just felt like those were generic, like tuition and what to expect, and as far as that goes. So if you have any more questions, please, please, please message me, comment, let me know because I want to make sure that I'm answering, you guys' questions the best that I can. But I will definitely be coming back more with how my first semester went and what to expect because listen, nursing school is no joke, but we got to stick together, okay? And an accelerated program at that is definitely no joke. And so I definitely want to come back with some tips. I am so thankful to say that I finished my first semester with a 3.5, and I am okay with that because I am on to the next and I will do better and on from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. And like I always say, if you're gonna do anything, make sure you do it gracefully. Bye.